Well, I'm out here and I need to show you something. I've got my tomato plants here, and some of you are, asking yourself, can you grow things in containers? Wicking tubs. These are wicking tubs, but not all of them are. Some of them are earth boxes. Well, let me show you what these tomatoes are doing. Those have 5-foot tomato cages, and they are out of the tomato cage, so it's over 5 feet tall. These are red snappers. This first one here is red snapper. I have 2 planted in this one, and those are big beef tomatoes, I think. But look at the tomatoes I have grown in either containers, wicking tubs, or in earth boxes, or in grow bags. These gray one down here, those 2 are grow bags, and those are 7 feet tall. The cage is right there, and they're 2 feet above the cage, so those are 7 feet tall in grow bags. Have the grow bag sitting in a container that will hold water, which is important. You need to do that if you're going to do grow bags. They dry out real quick. Look at all these are in earth boxes. This is the earth box here. The rest of these all the way down. And just look at the cherry tomatoes I have on this. I've let them run low on water a few times, and I'm getting some browning of the leaves. And some of these are determinate plants, and they're going to die anyway. I mean, a determinate will produce, and then it's done. It's a determined amount, a determined height, a determined amount of time that it's going to be alive. This is a Brandywine. It shouldn't be brown, but I've let it dry out some. But I have to go on the other side to see it. There's a nice, there it is, a nice Brandywine down in there. But it's nothing like the Brandywines that I just picked. I want you to look. While I'm panning about this, I'll show you the pictures of the Brandywine 2 tomatoes. The small one is 1.5 pounds. The large one is 1.9 pounds. 1.94, I think. Didn't quite make 2 pounds. That's the biggest tomato I've ever grown in an earth box. That tomato was grown, the 1.9 pound Brandywine, pink Brandywine tomato was grown in this earth box right there. So, can earth boxes do well? Well, biggest tomato I've ever grown. Maybe you've done better. In fact, in the comment section, tell me what you've done. What size tomatoes you've grown. That may be your specialty, is growing giant tomatoes, and you may know how better. And leave some tips and comments. And as far as fertilization, things like that. Now, what did I use for fertilization? Well, when you plant an earth box, when you plant an earth box, you put 1 pound of fertilizer in it. They recommend, I think it's a 777, but it has been my experience that I have grown lots of vines and very few tomatoes. This year, I went with a 10, 20, 10. You want that middle number, 10, 20, 10. You want that middle number bigger than the other 2 numbers. I think that's my personal opinion, and everybody's got their own opinion as to how to grow tomatoes and or other veggies. But I want that middle number that gives you the phosphorus that plant needs to make blooms and to make fruit. And you still got, if it's 10, 20, 10, you still got 10 parts nitrogen and 10 parts potash. So it's still plenty of nitrogen to get your vines going. Well, I put a pound of lime in it first, mixed it up in there, and then I put a pound of fertilizer. Well, since then, that's not all I've done. Since then, and that's supposed to cover it for the whole season, and I'm sure it will. But I'm fertilizing my fruit trees, I'm fertilizing my blackberries and things like that. So there was no reason for me not to go ahead, as I'm fertilizing them, since they're on the same drip system, that tube right there, to go ahead and run the fertilizer into these earth boxes that I run into everything else. So my tomatoes here have been getting a dose about every 10 days, a dose of 20-20-20 water-soluble fertilizer that I get from Haas Tools. The seed came, by the way, this pink brandywine seed I raised myself, and it came from Haas Tools. And then the fertilizer came from Haas Tools, the 20-20-20 water-soluble. It's a blue, kind of looks like Miracle-Gro, but it's a whole different. Miracle-Gro is way too much nitrogen for me. You can't. It's not good for tomatoes, I don't think. In fact, they've got their own tomato mix that's about twice as expensive. It's crazy. But it's 20-20-20, and then also this year I started using Haas's Micro Boost, and it's something that the Haas boys say make you look like a hero, and I tell you what, it has made me. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see her. That right there is going to be at least 1.5 pounds. I didn't even see that one. How did I miss that? But the Micro Boost is, I think, another reason these have done so well. Not just the tomatoes, everything. The corn has gone crazy. The blackberries, I showed you the blackberries the other day. The tomatoes have done phenomenally. The peppers, these are sweet bananas. I've gotten some sweet bananas off here that are 10 inches long. But mainly I wanted to show you the tomatoes and show you that I have had more tomatoes this year than I've ever had in my life. I attributed that to the beginning. In the beginning, they all got 10-20-10, and since then they've all got that 20-20-20. Again, some of them are not looking so great, but it's getting hot, and some of them are probably going to stop producing for the summer. And here, oh my gosh, I didn't even see these. Let's sit down to pepper for a minute. That's the one I was just showing you that I was handling a while ago. Here's the one next to it. That's going to be at least another 1.5 pounds. That one's 1 pound. That one right there is over 1 pound. I mean, and pink brandywine, if you've never tasted a pink brandywine, that is to me, the best tomato you will ever taste is a pink brandywine tomato. So thanks to Haas for the fertilizer, for the seed, for the Micro Boost. Big believer in the Micro Boost. Look at the cherry tomatoes on that. I mean, just covered with cherry tomatoes. Do I need to pick? Yes. Can I stay up with it? No. I've got a big old bowl of them in the refrigerator in the house. I can't pick them quick enough. I know, if you was here, you could pick them, couldn't you? Anyway, we had to show you the tomatoes. 1.9 pound pink brandywine tomato and a 1.5 pound pink brandywine with some more big ones still on the vine over there. So I'm telling you, I am just thrilled to death. Best garden I've ever raised. It really is. And it's in containers. The corn and the peas are not in containers, but everything else is. Corn and peas. And well, now I do have a little bit of squash right there. A little bit of squash. I say a little bit. It's gone crazy too. I'm picking a half bushel a day on that, but that's peas and sunflowers. Have joined the little sunflower showdown, and I'm going to have the biggest sunflower of all the people that are in on that. But that's it, man. Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. Haas Tools has the best fertilizer, I think, on the market, and the Micro Boost. Get you some Micro Boost. So if you will, look below the video at my link. It's an associate link to Haas Tools for two different reasons. I do get a small finder's fee for sending people to their website, but also it lets them know that their confidence in me and their support of my channel is not in vain, that y'all are watching and that y'all do appreciate what they're doing for me and can do for them. So look at the tomatoes. Check out Haas Tools. Plant you some tomatoes. Plant you some fall tomatoes. If you've got any tomatoes out there right now, clone them. Clone them right now before they start dying, especially if they're determinate. Clone them. I've got a cloning video I made about a week or so ago. Look back and get that cloning video and clone you some tomatoes. And if you clone them now, you'll be getting tomatoes in about, I don't know, a couple of months probably, something like that. And anyway, they've done, this is just crazy. This is absolutely crazy. All right, that's it. Just wanted to show you my maters, mainly because I'm a proud papa. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's it, we're gone.